Hello, welcome to my channel. Before
Hi.
I do anything, I must give praise to the Most High, because if it wasn't for Him, nothing would be possible. Like it's bad and good in the world. If it wasn't no good or
You would
bad,
know what bad
yeah,
is.
the world would be
There's no bad.
unbalanced.
You would know what good. What's
And
good.
my
Uh,
topic is today is about people came here hundreds and hundreds of years way before Columbus came here, and something else I want to say. Everybody think they an, uh, Cherokee is lying.
can I thank Jehovah, please?
Yeah, you could thank him.
All thanks to Jehovah and his son Yeshua and the Holy Spirit. Thank you very much. And thank you to all of you, because without you, there is no us. Thank you.
And something I must say to my Plains brother, Manny Machone,
What
water's
is
life.
life?
If it
Many
wasn't for
Machoni.
water, if it wasn't for water, nobody would survive, because water would quench your thirst more than food would.
That especially goes out to our Lakota friends in South Dakota, North Dakota, and all over the world, and all natives everywhere and everyone.
And the time now is 11:04 Wednesday a.m.
No
I
PM.
mean p.m. And this story is about
Eastern Standard Time.
yeah, this story is about people before Columbus. I'm going to introduce you to this.
That's pre-Columbian history or
Mhm.
pre-Columbian era.
Yeah, so Columbus, when he went to the Caribbean, he thought the Arawak Indians had gold, but he saw the gold with the head chief was wearing.
Excuse me.
That was a gift from Africans that traveled there hundreds of years before he came there, and recent years and stuff like that. They gave the Indians gold bars, gold coins, gold spears, gold bracelets, jade, rubies, emeralds, and gems. So he thought they had wealth, but it wasn't. It was just a gift. So when he met the Arawak leader, the chief, he gave Columbus a gold bracelet out of friendship. So that's what he mistaken it for, like, that they had gold there.
They
And
did have gold, but just not tons of it,
yeah, the biggest gold he was looking for was in California, but he never made it that far.
which was part of Mexico. It's
Mhm.
part of old Mexico.
And this great king, um, my wife will tell you about him. His name and everything is right there.
Oh, Abu Bakari the second. He's the Mansa Abu Bakari the second. He's a king or emperor in Western Africa. Um, part of the oh brother, I can't remember the
Mandingo.
name of the tribe. No,
It's down there.
no. I know it's the Mali Empire. Um, the doggone people. Yes, they are of the doggone people, doggone tribe. Um, I don't really know what this is that you wrote. Is this particular?
Hmm.
Particularly, let me introduce you to the Mansa Abu Bakari II, which is the king or emperor. Abu Bakari II, king of the ancient kingdom of Mali in West Africa, 1307 to 1311 CE. The Mali Empire during Abu Bakar's reign, I'm sorry, Abu Abu Bakari's reign, was at the height of its power. Columbus reported in his
Charles.
journals that the Native Americans confirmed black skinned people had come here. I don't know what word that is. I asked you that before.
have come here.
and I guess they were trading,
Hmm.
which, oh, I don't know what that, Quanin or Quanin.
Yeah, that's the name of that month.
Quanin, which means gold in the Mandinka language. So they came to trade with the Native Americans at least 300 to 400 years before Columbus, and the Vikings came here before Columbus as well, and they're from Eastern Europe.
Hmm.
Places like Norway. They're Norwegian and Dutch. Those kind of
Hmm.
people. They are the descendants of the Vikings.
You got to know. I know Black history and I know American history.
Vikings tend to have more blonde hair and blue eyes and fair skin than other Europeans. They're Anglo-Saxons. Anglo-Saxons, I guess, are,
Hmm.
I can't remember everything, but they're either the precursor to the Vikings or they are after them, but they're all related. They're descendants and ancestors, and they're all, they're the forefathers. They're all in that same reign, and they
So
have
you read the whole thing,
Anglo-Saxons.
right?
Yes, they have Anglo-Saxons in Spain, Anglo-Saxons in Mexico. They're spread out all over the world. They're in Africa, right,
Hmm.
Rahul?
See.
So yeah, and all of them, just because they have blonde hair, I mean, you could actually have an Anglo-Saxon that would have brown hair, right,
Hmm.
Ronnie? Well, I'm sorry, that's not true. I
Hmm.
take that back. In their own country, they have brown hair and dark-haired people, but from what I know, the majority of Nordic people,
Hmm.
Vikings, Anglo-Saxons, I feel, were carrying the genes of blonde hair, blue eyed people.
Hmm.
So they have more blondes, like in Sweden. A lot of the models come from places like that, and they're very tall. They tend to be very tall. They're like 6 feet and over. And they claim that the Vikings that came here were extremely tall. They were giants. I
Hmm.
don't know what kind of boats they had. They must have had huge ships because a giant weighs a lot. I mean,
And
that probably is like a 500-pound person or more.
the people don't people want to believe something.
Excuse
And
me.
like my mother told me a story. I never shared that with nobody, but my wife, my mother told me when I was born, a blue light was coming from her womb, and they said 10 other babies were born like that. It's like I told people before. People get saying it's like they did like trying to down natives like they was here first. I'm not taking nothing for nobody. Indians helped build things in this country too, but everybody else want to take the credit for it. We was already here, and that's not the people says no proof of the ships. One girl told me they the ships didn't have steam and stuff like
They
that to come.
didn't.
It took the back then. It took a boat maybe
They
like nine
they
months to get here.
I, I know what you're probably talking about. They did make those bellows. I
Hmm.
don't know how old they are, but I think they had them back like in Arabian times. So a bellows is like it pumps it's hard to explain. It's sort of like looks like a balloon, and it goes up and down like this when you
Hmm.
the end of it, and it blows like hot air, so that would make the sails on the boat
Hmm.
work better because you need wind. So if you don't have wind, you could probably use the bellows, and that would make the boats. Then they had men rowing in the bottom of the boat. Remember,
Hmm.
those were usually slaves,
Yeah.
and they made them not necessarily that they're from Africa. They could be from anywhere. They are rowing the bottom of the boat, and they supposed to pound the drums, but they whip them
Hmm.
sometimes too, which is really mean because if you want them to do their work, they're gonna pass out from being whipped. So that's dumb. There's a man that beats those big drums, and they keep in time with the drums, right, Rahul?
Hmm.
That's like to keep the momentum up.
Like a girl told me herself.
Excuse me, do you
She
still
says,
need me?
Huh?
Please don't leave me.
Um, no, I'm going to end the video. I'm not saying. So getting back to Columbus, that's where the misconception came in. He thought they had mounds of gold there. When he found that gold, that was a gold that was given to them as a gift from the African king. He sent his soldiers there with food to last them for years. In case they, couldn't find their way back. Only one ship came back. I guess the other one got lost at sea or something. And people keep on running this OCO stuff. They run that into the ground. Everybody's a damn Cherokee, and that's not the original way to say Cherokee.
Okay. I want to leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. This
hmm
is this is Jan or Yellow Cougar signing off. Thank you.
Yeah, she just came to help me because she talks. My wife talks a little clearer than me, and stuff like that.
Oh, I
So,
love you all. Thank you.
so I'm gonna end this video, and I'm not saying OCO. People always say that they have proof. What kind? I had proof of it. I even showed it. You can even go to this guy's channel and thank him for that information. I already knew, and my mother spoke her native language, everything. Some people don't even know what a sweat lodge is. They just see something on television and they go with it. My friend in Lakota, when they go in this little sweat lodge, I believe that's what they got the steam room from the day, and you sweat, and like the medicine man in there, he can almost read what your mind and stuff like that. He can tell you everything you did in the last 10 minutes of your life. I took a girl and went upstate New York. I got scared of Jamaican girls, so I'm getting out of here. He told her she was married 3 times, and all of them did her bad. You're not happy with your job, and he said she was right. He said you miserable, and so getting back to Columbus, that's what happened. He got when he saw a gold, because they found a gold spear from almost 500 years ago. It was a solid gold spear, and when what Columbus did to those natives was unplorable. I'm just trying to shed light. This stuff that I was telling you about the king, he was a real man. He was a very suave African king. He was. They got pictures of him on YouTube, and not like paintings, because somebody had to paint him. Back then, they didn't have cameras. Maybe 500 years ago, and he was drenched in gold, and they looked at sharp. And he sent his mans there with the food in case they got stuck. But they could sell here back then. Lady said that's why people don't believe that the ship never came in. Europeans was planning that for years. It took them maybe like 4 or 5 years to build a ship. They kept building and building them, and people don't want to believe that they was here. Indians helped build up this country too, but other people want to take all the credit. And my mother came from the Snake clan. That's what the Shawnee mean, like snake people. They, like everything. They love snakes and they worship snakes. 'Cause snakes was their family. That's why you see Indians would call it tree people, fish the nose people, bird the wing, a dog the four-legged. And you supposed to purify yourself when you do everything. Even if you get up, you supposed to purify yourself when you take a bath, purify yourself when you have sex, purify your car with sage, because you got to go out and face the world, because there's demons all out there and around you. That's why I don't drink. I never drink. But the liquor is fire water. When you drink that, and you bringing demons out, the demons like that, and it's like Satan. He's a minister of evil ass music. That's why people do stuff like that. Be swinging about breasts and vaginas and butt. That's why when guys see these videos, they think that's all it's about. But I don't want to go up the subject too much. And like I said, I'm not saying also I'm gonna say yate. Hey, that's another word for hello. Cola means friend. Hey, Cola, because I got a lot of Lakota friends and stuff like that. And my mother was just Shawnee. She spoke her native tongue fluently. My wife, what you see, she has a Bible that's written in Cherokee, but it's her. She know how to speak it. Some people just because you can read Cherokee, that don't make you know Cherokee. like a black person can learn to speak Chinese. That means Chinese, but you study a different culture. But language is universal. If a person is African, by him be already speaking language, it'd be easy for him to learn a native language. They have thousands and thousands of native language, different language. They all speak the same thing. All Indians and sleep in teepees. Cherokees, they lived in log cabin house and stuff like that. Indians one lived in the plain. They were lived in teepees, and they used to call the Indian that live on the prairie. The white people they call them prairie niggas. And that's all I got to say because um I have to go now. But just as long as I ever did my video. So Danada Wado, that means take care and have a blessed evening. Yawish mean thank you. And Hone mean goodbye. So thanks for listening. If you like what I'm saying, comment, share, and like and to subscribe. So I'm trying to bring my light and truth to other people. You supposed to know your culture, no matter if you're black or Indian. I don't even like saying black because that's a derogatory word. Ain't nobody the color of paper. Remember that, and remember who wrote the dictionary. Two white college people wrote that. I think my wife told me. So they're gonna put their truth in there, but their truth is a lie, stuff like that. So good night, and everybody have a blessed evening. And I hope you live a fruitful life and try to do right. But we all human, we make mistakes. But Indian lives matter too. And the Crip walk and what the Bloods and Crips do, they got that from Native American Indians. But nobody want to recognize Indian. They think because if you see an Indian with coarse hair, he don't necessarily because I had my DNA done, and you could have a different father. My sister's father, he is from a Latino country. Brendan Judy's father, my father was from the plains. He was a Shoshone, and my mother's Shoshone and Asian. My mother spoke that fluently. When Cody went to Bayside, he was in school in Bayside. He was 10 years old. I think he was in the fourth grade. And you know, there's a lot of Koreans go to that school. They had a test on Korean writing. My mother made him get an A, and they said, who in your family speak Korean? Cody said, my grandmother, and stuff like that. Without your language, you lost. Language helps complete your body and soul and spirit. So take that into consideration. Indians do the sweat. They all them rocks be there. That could be their ancestor rocks. So they keep them rocks where they use to heat up the sweat lodge. That could be the grandfather rock that lived like maybe like a couple of hundred years ago. So them rocks is old. That's the rocks is their family too. So I really gotta go now. So once again, Donada Wado, take care and have a blessed evening. That's what I said. Good night.